this isn't going to get any easier. We're 4 days away from the pitch. And this is the most sorry presentation I have ever seen in my life. Do you realise how much this piece of business is worth? We're talking millions here. And if we crack this one, it'll just be the start. Everywhere you go these days, there are security cameras. The local government market is absolutely enormous.
Mike, we know how important this is to you.
Mike, we know how important this is. If you knew that, then why haven't I got the demonstration software you promised? Why has the pitch document got more holes in it than a slice of Emmental? Why, Rebecca? How kind of you to grace us with your presence. Do you know, you really shouldn't disturb your beauty sleep just to come into the office and work at this hour. A little breakfast first? Coffee, maybe? Decaf? Do you know, I could probably even find time to pop into town and pick you up a croissant or a Danish pastry. I mean, after all, I seem to be doing everyone else's job round here.
Mike, it's not Rebecca's fault that we are behind schedule. We're in a completely new ball game here. We're having to reinvent everything from the ground up.
I cannot do it all on my own.
I'll do the research part.
You wouldn't know where to start.
Well, as I understand it, the local authority want a software partner who can help them manage all the information they get from city centre security cameras.
Yes, we've all read the brief.
We have experience of archiving software, but we've never worked in the security market before.
So?
So, this research should cover our area of greatest weakness.
She's right, Mike. We need more information about the marketplace.
Jackie, when I want the advice of a typist, I'll ask for it.
Have you got a better idea, then?
I thought I would start with the relevant trade association. There must be one. And then talk probably to the police.
I'd check the Data Protection Act if I were you.
We have got 3 days. Am I the only one round here with a grasp on reality?
I can get a lot of this stuff off the net.
Come on. I can show you some places to start.
Lee, haven't you forgotten that you're supposed to be developing that demonstration package?
Don't worry. It'll be all right on the night.
It had better be, Lee. Without that demo, we are sunk.
He's really wound up over that pitch. Do you think we have a chance?
Who knows? This is your first pitch, right?
First big one, anyway.
Well, you'll get used to it. He's like this every single time. Mike generates panic around every pitch. It's like being in a war. The more scared of losing you are, the less you question the wisdom of the general. But afterwards, when you win, who gets all the glory?
So all that was an act?
No. I think he genuinely believes that if we don't win this pitch, it'll be the end of the Western world as we know it. In the old days, men like Mike would have gone and killed something. Nowadays, all he can do is fight sales pitches.
But all that energy and grief.
Yeah, like I said, you'll get used to it. There you go. You're online. I suppose I better go and kick that demo into shape. Ah, by the way, have a look at this.
What is it?
It's a training module from John's course about the art of influence. You might find it helpful.
Lee? Thanks.
That's cool. A word of advice?
What?
It's all right to lose a pitch.
It is.
Provided it's not your fault.
Oh, great. Now I feel a lot better.
Look, I don't care about your back. It's my plumbing that's broken, and you promised to fix it. That's why I called you in. Yeah. Well, call me back when you've spoken to your doctor and you know what's going on.
Plumbing problems.
Oh, how did you guess?
What, apart from the greasy hair?
Oh, thanks very much. Do you know what bugs me the most?
What?
When I hired him, he was a perfectly fit young man. Picks up my first cheque and he's suddenly one of the walking wounded.
He must think you're a soft touch.
Hi, Mike. Not disturbing you, am I?
No, not at all. Come on in. I'm just reviewing progress on that local authority pitch.
All right, just wanted to see how you're doing.
Okay, fine. Bit more work to be done, of course. Fill in the holes, as it were.
Mike, Garrett, there's been something preying on my mind. I guess we kind of got off on the wrong foot about it, and I take full responsibility for that, of course. Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, it might just be office gossip, but from what I hear, you might have been expecting to walk straight into FE's shoes. Now, I realize that my presence here must have been a great disappointment to you.
It was a surprise, admittedly. But with the greatest respect, you don't plan on being here forever.
That's right. No, I have just 20 weeks to get this company into shape.
What kind of shape?
Well, when you buy a software company, you buy it for its future, not its past. My job is to help set the mold for that future.
And to decide who'll be running things after you've left.
I think it should be an internal appointment, yeah. In fact, I'm out on a limb insisting that Softex doesn't bring someone in from outside.
I'm glad to hear it.
I guess I just wanted to talk to you about how you might see sales developing in the future.
Develop? In what sense?
Yeah. Well, from what I hear in the past, FE took a lot of the praise for when the big orders came in.
He was the boss. I mean, there's no better salesman than the MD of the company. Clients respond to talking to the top man.
But that's rather old-style thinking.
It is?
I prefer everyone in the company to see themselves as a salesperson. Successful projects are run by teams, not individuals. It's a personal view, of course. But, I'd be interested to know how you see the sales function developing.
I know exactly what you mean, John. And I couldn't agree more. But take this pitch, for example. I mean, I know I'm heading it up, but Lee's got a major role. And as you know, I'm taking Rebecca along. Be good experience for her.
Good. Well, make sure she's not just a bag carrier. Give people stretch goals. More often than not, they'll surprise you with a performance.
Okay, fine. I'll bear it in mind.
Great. I'm glad we talked it over.
They're all cheap today, they're all fresh all the lime anywhere you like. No fair offer refused.
Tim Driscoll has been selling flowers in Leather Lane Market in London for the last 15 years.
Yeah, they're fresh today. Picture myself. £25 wholesale. To you now, as you're standing here, I'll charge you £6. Have a smell, have a smell. Go on, go for it. What's over your nose? The thing is, you make people laugh. I mean, it's an old thing. You make them laugh, you're halfway there. That's, but people like you, they're going to want to talk to you, and if the stuff is cheap enough, then you can sell them it. 20 roses there at £2. Peonies, they're £3. Oh, you're a diamond. Thanks a lot. I only got them for you. Do you know that? With a flat, it's a lovely game to be in. Before this, I was a butcher. And then when I was a kid, and this is a lovely game to be in. If you hear someone say something, oh, that's nice, then you tell them the price straight away, even if they're not even stopping. And then suddenly they might stop, or they might say, I'll come back. It's up to them, that's good. And not putting pressure. I mean, I personally can't stand being sold things. When people have pressure, you've got to have it now, got to have it now. It ain't the way, because most people just won't want to come back again. Just
they all say.
Rebecca. Lee said I'd find you here.
He lent me a tape. It's quite good. About the art of influencing people.
Never mind about that. There's something I want to talk to you about the pitch.
Don't worry, I'm working on that research document.
You see, in a pitch, first impressions are very important. People respond to the way you look.
I'll dress smartly, of course.
Well, yes. What I'm trying to project is the image of a young, dynamic, thrusting company.
I see.
I wonder if you might have something younger you could wear on the day.
Younger?
Well, shorter, possibly?
You want me to flash my legs during the pitch?
Well, yes.
And you think that will help us win business?
Look, Rebecca, I've done a lot more of these than you have. Besides which, I'm in charge of this pitch, and what I say goes. Okay?
Look, we seem to be under some kind of misapprehension here. I'm the customer, you're the plumber. You fix my pipes and I pay you money. In fact, I've already paid you for the materials. It was picking them up that did your back in. Look, I'm sorry, but 5 days without water is just not acceptable. I need a bath. Look, how would you like it if I came round to your place tonight with a bag full of dirty washing?
Not responding to your threats?
Unfortunately, he rather fancied the idea.
Haven't you got a home to go to?
It's this research. I want to get it into a report for the morning.
How's it been going?
Actually, it's fascinating. I didn't realize how big an issue this closed-circuit TV thing actually is. Did you know it is illegal to have surveillance cameras in public places in some Scandinavian countries? They see it as an infringement of civil liberties.
And given their climate, I'm surprised the Scandinavians take any liberties in public places.
Britain has the largest number of CCTV cameras per head in the world. Some cities put their cameras live onto the internet. I'm looking at Paris now.
Good evening, Paris. Oh, what's with the camera?
Oh, I'm doing some interviews tonight in the town centre. See what people think about having their every movement logged in the cause of crime prevention.
You've really thrown yourself into this, haven't you?
You know, I'm really enjoying it. I never realised before how important it is to know your subject. I mean, if I don't know what I'm talking about at the pitch, why on earth should they give us the business?
Well, here's the latest draft of the pitch document. It's a bit scrappy, but I'll come in early tomorrow and polish it up. I'll leave you with Paris.
Night, Jackie. Ooh, what are those two up to?
Listen, Buster, I'm going to put a stop on that cheque, so don't even think about trying to cash it. You think you've got a bad back? I'm going to come round and personally put you in traction for a week. Look, it's a simple deal. No more water, no more money. Understood? Good.
I think you should give in.
And you call yourself a lawyer?
At least I'm a clean one.
This better be good, Lee. I'm feeling awfully exposed on this one.
Relax, you always feel like this when a pitch is coming together.
The client will be here tomorrow. So far, all I've had from you is promises.
But what we're doing is extremely complex. This data compression software is very temperamental.
Just don't let me down.
Hey, well, Mike.
Jackie, how long have you been working here?
Since 6 a.m. to try and get this document out.
No, I meant how many years?
Mike, if you're trying to work yourself up to some form of sarcasm, may I suggest you conserve your energies to the task in hand? The girls are fit to drop at the moment. If you want this document out, then back off.
Jackie, I'm talking about typos. For heaven's sake, I've never seen so many typos in a document.
Mike, calm down. You'll do yourself an injury. Have I ever let you down?
It's always a first time for everything.
Don't even think it. Or should I mention the number of times you've broken a promise to me?
I don't know what you mean.
Expenses in late, or not at all, or forged. Oh, don't give me that look. I've known you since you were a junior salesman. Who covered for you when you went AWOL for 3 days?
Oh, come on. That was 5 years ago.
Just remember this. Some of us don't have the ambition to climb for the top. We prefer to play a steady game. But you'll always find us on the way down.
What the hell does that mean?
It means you'll get your precious document, just as you always do.
Without typos?
If you get off my back and let us get on with the job.
All right. Just as long as I've made myself clear.
You have, my dear. Painfully clear.
And you worry about the software being temperamental.
Morning, Jenny. Still no news on the plumbing front, then?
What are you wearing, Rebecca? Have you been out clubbing all night?
No, Mike's idea, I'm afraid. He thinks it'll help us win the business in the big pitch today.
I don't believe that man. Does he keep his brains in his trousers?
The way this pitch is going, I'd be pleased to know he keeps them anywhere.
Is he giving you a hard time?
Well, I don't know. I mean, he's done far more of these than I have. But the whole way of going about it seems wrong. I mean, do you always have to bullshit so much to get a job? Do clients really want this sort of thing?
Some like to have their egos stroked. I guess it's the only time they get to be treated with some kind of respect. Doesn't mean you've got to give them a floor show, though.
I have to admit, I do feel like Debbie McGee in this.
Clients buy people, not products. It's about a relationship. You hope that in half an hour they get to know enough about you to want to see you again. It's a bit like a one-night stand.
Perhaps Mike is right about this after all.
Rebecca, we're in the software business, not underwear. We'll win this pitch through your brains, not your legs. Look, I'm sure I've got something more appropriate in here. It's an ill wind, as they say, and my plumber's big-headedness might just save your modesty. Uh-huh.
Yes, but what do I say to Mike? He really wants this skirt.
If he wants it that much, let him wear it to the pitch.
Call that a skirt? The only reason you're on this pitch is so they've got something pretty to look at while Lee tries to get his software working. Ah, here they are.
There's only one of them. And she's a woman.
Yes, Lee, I've got eyes in my head, thank you. She is meant to be a he.
Do you want me to change?
Oh, don't bother.
Hello, good morning. Sorry for the late substitution, but Trevor Jones couldn't come this morning. He's been struck down by a hernia, poor man.
Good morning. Mike Fox, Sales Director.
How do you do?
Now I introduce my colleagues. Lee Shindo, Head of Software Development. Hello. And Rebecca.
Rebecca Carlton, Account Director.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Jean Waite, IT Director at the local authority.
IT Director? So you must be Trevor's...
Boss, that's right. When I heard he couldn't make it, I stepped into the breach. As you know, this is a very important tender, and we're making up our minds today. Yours is the last presentation.
Of course, indeed. Coffee?
No, thank you. Now, shall we start? Under the rules of tendering, you only have an allotted 60 minutes to present your proposals.
Indeed. Our presentation is, as you might expect from a software house, on PC. My colleague will now just call up the demonstration program.
Lee, what is going on?
We seem to have lost the comms line. Do something. Do anything but buy me some time.
Ah, we seem to have struck a small bug. Nothing to do with our software, of course. It's a problem with a telecommunications line. In the meantime, Rebecca has a presentation, a report. Over to you, Rebecca.
Thanks, Mike.
What's this, my dear? Which part of the tender does this answer?
Well, actually, it's a supplementary piece. Some background research I've done. We've done.
Well, it's irregular for us to accept any material that was not directly requested in the brief.
Told you it was a waste of time.
You see, it wouldn't be fair on the other companies pitching. But in the circumstances, seeing that your colleague doesn't seem ready, we may as well make the best use of our time. Please proceed.
Thank you, Well, we started with the sociological implications of the task. To manage this project successfully would require the local authority to convince the general public that logging and archiving the tapes does not constitute an infringement of civil liberties.
Interesting angle. Go on.
The view of the police is, and I have been speaking to them at length, in fact only last week I was speaking to Inspector.
So, how's it going with the new acquisition? This is your 4th week on board. You must be beginning to form an opinion.
I think their product lines are sound, basically, and they have a strong seam of expertise in telecommunications software, but yeah, in a way, I think their products are more advanced than their people.
What do you mean?
Well, I think there's plenty of old model thinking around the place, especially senior level. I think too many layers, overstaffed, attitudes are parochial. And I think there's not enough innovation going on among management.
Well, we knew when we bought Redware that it would need a good shake-up. And if we're going to make changes, why delay?
Sure, I agree. I need to consult with the managers to get them to own the idea themselves.
Okay, well, keep me informed. Now, remember that you are the new boy there. They won't happily take change from you.
I think you underestimate my powers of persuasion there, David.
Well, our investment is in those people. I don't want a mass exodus of the good ones.
Very interesting, Miss Carlton. You've given me plenty of food for thought.
Mike?
Ah, at last. We seem to be back in business. Now, if I could take you back to the key benefits of our approach. First, I will be working.
Have you heard the good news?
My plumber's called. The water's back on?
No. We won the big pitch.
Hey!
Yes, the client just phoned through. John took the call.
But I thought they made a hash of it. At least that's what Mike said when the client left. I thought he was going to murder Lee.
No. Apparently we impressed them with our innovative thinking.
Mike, congratulations. An excellent win.
Thanks, John. Like I said the other day, I never doubted we'd get it. Down to experience, really.
Sure. How did Rebecca perform under pressure?
Not bad. She played her part. Went on a bit, though.
You think she might be the right person to handle the account?
No can do. I promised Jean Waits my hands-on commitment. She's a nice lady. Very senior. I'd hate to go against her wishes.
I'm glad you feel that way. When she called with the good news, she specifically asked for Rebecca to handle the business. Does that present a problem?
No, not at all.
Great.
And you've got the number of the osteopath? He's brilliant. My mother swears by him. A couple of sessions, you'll be as right as rain. And are you sure you can make it by Wednesday? Great. Thanks. Oh, and you mind your back when you're lifting my bar. Right.
You were talking to your plumber?
Well, any confrontation can be resolved with a little bit of respect on both sides. That's the art of influence. Oh, Susan, any chance of borrowing your bathroom later?